Priyam, as I said, this is a big day and this is Super Tuesday here in the national capital. That's right, counting of votes is all set to begin at 8 a.m. today for the high-stakes Delhi Assembly elections. A direct contest between Arvind Kejriwal of the Aam Aadmi Party and Kiran Bedi of the BJP. All the exit polls have given AAP a decisive edge. Certainly the India Today Cicero poll has given it a decisive edge over the BJP. The BJP has rejected those exit polls, exuded confidence of wresting power in Delhi after a gap of 16 years. The big question, of course, will this be the day when the Aam Aadmi Party scores that big victory? Will this be the day when Delhi's politics will take another twist and turn? Well, today is, as I said, an important day for every citizen who hopes for a governance where aspirations can be fulfilled, is what is being suggested by Somnath Bharti of the Aam Aadmi Party. The big question also, is the Aam Aadmi Party set to make a stunning comeback in Delhi? That's the question that we are going to be raising right at the top tonight here on Headlines Today. The big question is AAP set to make a stunning comeback in Delhi? Joining me now on our panel, Manisha Priyam is with us. She's been taking us right through this Delhi election. I appreciate your joining us, senior political analyst and academic. Also with us, Dipankar Gupta, someone who's the country's leading political sociologist and will give us his sense of what is happening. We'll have many more guests, including making his political debut in a sense, Chetan Bhagat, author for the first time in a Delhi election, but someone who's tracked the Aam Aadmi Party, almost supported Arvind Kejriwal at one time, then appeared to switch to Narendra Modi. So he can tell us where he stands today. But the big question, is AAP set to make this stunning political comeback in Delhi? I'm going to go to my correspondents in a moment to find out what is happening at the AAP headquarters. Joining me now, first, of course, are our correspondents. Ankit Tyagi will be joining us live from the AAP office, Ashar Khan from the Congress office, and Brajesh Pandey from the BJP office. I just want to get a quick word from you, Brajesh. At the BJP office, is there a sense of nervousness for the first time since their spectacular victory in 2014 that today could be the day when things could go a little wrong?
Well, absolutely. BJP leaders have been nervous for the last fortnight, and they are also acutely aware of the fact that if they lose the Delhi to Aam Aadmi Party, this could well be the beginning of the end of Modi's juggernaut role. Because, you know, till now, Rajdeep, ever since Modi government has come to power with an absolute majority in the Lok Sabha, you know, there has been virtually no opposition, irrespective of how hard the opposition tried to give Narendra Modi and the BJP a tough time. They have not been able to succeed to. So if Aam Aadmi Party is able to wrest power from BJP, is able to defeat BJP in Delhi decisively, then it could mark a new political chapter in Delhi. The BJP is also aware of it. The BJP is aware of the fact that, you know, that budget is round the corner, and then later on elections in Bihar, and this loss in Delhi would give a fillip to the opposition unity. Rajdeep?
We'll have to see how this then plays out. Ashar Khan, on the Congress side, is there a general sense of despondency, a belief that today could be yet another bad day in the office? Has anyone come up early in the morning on this late winter day at the Congress office?
Well, Rajdeep, nobody is here. In fact, in all likelihood, this would be the 6th consecutive election loss which the Congress party would be facing. And definitely after this, what we expect is that there's going to be a major bloodbath within the Congress party, and especially within the Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee. In fact, yesterday only we saw the campaign committee chief, who's also the General Secretary of the AICC, Mr. Ajay Makan, come out and categorically state that he will take responsibility. And in a sense, he also added that he will resign from the post of the General Secretary of the Congress party because it will be his blame. So it is about blame fixing. But the only glee which is there within the Congress is that they are now slightly relaxed that the Modi juggernaut which was going on in the last so many elections, almost about 6 elections, will eventually be halted by Arvind Kejriwal. So that is the sense which we are getting from the Congress party.
Well, it obviously means that the Congress is almost accepting that it's become a B team of the Aam Aadmi Party if it's relying on Arvind Kejriwal to try and pull itself through to this victory. Okay, we'll come to our correspondents in a moment. I just want to focus on that big question that I raised right at the top. Is this going to be the day when the AAP will stage a stunning comeback? That's the question I want to raise. Manisha Priyam, exit polls all suggesting Aam Aadmi Party has the edge. Do you believe that there is a sense now in the last 48 hours that you get that maybe those exit polls could well be proven right today?
Oh, they could be proven more than right, because the time that I have spent after the elections And when I have understood, I had stood out saying that the underclass is what supported the Aam Aadmi Party. In the last 2 days, I get to understand that that support has come from all sections of society. So Delhi today presents to me a picture of a united society where the upper class, a lot of the elite and a lot of the intellectuals have heard the voice of their underclass. Probably might be a different verdict and a different city.
Can I just put that in terms of actually what our exit poll said? Our exit poll, interestingly, Dipankar Gupta said, among the elite, the BJP had an edge 41% to 36%. Middle class, the edge, the Aam Aadmi Party had. Aam Aadmi Party had the edge in the middle class, 42% to 37%. Lower middle class, Aam Aadmi Party had the edge, 43% to 34%. Working class, edge was 45% to 5%.
Yeah.
What does that show? That barring a tiny elite, it appears that in most classes in this Delhi election, as per our exit poll, Aam Aadmi Party has the edge.
Well, I think so. I mean, your survey kind of fits in with the popular impression. And as I said earlier, that Aam Aadmi Party's 49-day stint was really a turning point in terms of consolidating their support in the lower and lower middle classes, because they felt that this was one party that was kind of answering to their call, looks like them, feels like them, and talks like them. And that is something which most others didn't take into account, especially those in the middle class. They thought this 49ers will not last. But those 49 days were very critical, I think, for Aam Aadmi Party.
You know, Chetan Bhagat, may I put it this way, that a number of you, including yourself, were writing the Aam Aadmi Party off 6 months ago. Something has happened that suggests, if these numbers are right, and we keep putting that rider, if our exit poll numbers are right, something seems to have happened which suggests that the Aam Aadmi Party could be making a stunning comeback. What explains this?
A lot of things have happened, and we'll be discussing it all day, because there's no one reason, but definitely, I wouldn't say write them off, but they were in a place where they had almost no hope. And I think the party itself, I mean, people tell me Arvind himself was so low. There was a point at which people have met Arvind and he was so depressed that he didn't know where things are going to go. But some of it is...
No, what is it? What is that one factor? What do you think is the one? Let's look at it. 7 months ago, if we were conducting this poll, and many will say the BJP should have done this election in July, August, when the Aam Aadmi Party was really despondent. But if the results hold, what has changed?
The Modi wave, today is the day it officially ends, I think.
Today is the day the Modi wave officially ends.
Yeah, the wave ends. It doesn't mean that people don't like him. It does. Modi wave meant no matter what, we're going to vote for BJP. Today, from now on, they'll actually have to work. The Bahu has to go to the kitchen and cook. The Nahi Bahu is gone now. So that flavor that is there, you know, Mr. Modi is calm, let him settle in. People allowed it 100 days, 9 months. Today is the day, you know, he has to do things differently. He's not going to be going to Fiji anymore. I can tell you that.
No, let's be clear. Let's be clear. Is it as simple as that? That, Manini Chatterjee, that if the Aam Aadmi Party does script this stunning comeback, it is the end of the Modi wave? Or do we treat Delhi as sui generis? This is a state election run in peculiar circumstances in the national capital. Should it be, as Chetan Bhagat seems to be suggesting, the end of the Modi wave if the Aam Aadmi Party scripts this comeback?
I've also said this, as Mr. Bhagat said today in your earlier programs. Firstly, there is no one single factor. There are many factors that go into the making of any election.
Sure.
And I think, but a clear signal, whether we like it or not, Delhi is even if this election had been taking place in, you know, Jharkhand or Tamil Nadu, any election where the BJP does badly after the gigantic sort of numbers that they got and the Modi charisma and the Modi mesmerizing the nation would have been an interpretation of the Modi wave winning. And in Delhi, and Mr. Modi himself, he also upped the ante in his rallies here. He said the whole world is watching Delhi because Delhi represents India. You know, he himself made Delhi election very important. But I think...
No, is that wishful thinking? I'm just wondering whether this is wishful thinking among those who've been critics of Modi, who are now relying on Arvind Kejriwal, saying if Arvind Kejriwal wins, the Modi wave is over.
No, it is true that if there had not been an Arvind Kejriwal, if there had not been an Aam Aadmi Party, if it was still... you know, status quo ante, and Delhi was a bipolar city between Congress and BJP, then this would not have happened. I don't think the Congress would have been able to anywhere near come anywhere near toppling the BJP. So, true, Modi factor is waning, but also when you have a challenger.
Okay, Modi factor,
if Congress had won today, that would have been much more devastating for the BJP. But right now, there is no option. If you go to a Chhattisgarh, okay, Arvind has won, so what do we do about it? They can't really do much.
So therefore, the reason I'm trying to sort of look at this is trying to understand what is this Arvind Kejriwal phenomenon that we perhaps will examine today. If he wins, is he simply a Delhi-based phenomenon? Is it about Delhi? Is this election, if I'm sitting in Mumbai today watching this program, in Bangalore watching this program, in Kolkata watching this program, why should the rise or the likely rise of Arvind Kejriwal change anything of the politics of Bengal, of Karnataka or Maharashtra?
See, the one thing that I certainly see, that it's going to be the beginning of a new phase of criticism against the Mr. Modi government, and the budget session, which would ordinarily have been a very easy sail through for a government that's come in with such a landslide majority, and for the budget, it's the Lok Sabha that matters. That government with its numbers on its side will be unable to push through its agenda.
Also joining me now, Dhananjay Joshi, better known now as Cicero, because he's done the poll for us, the India Today Cicero poll. It's an era of Chanakya, Ciceros, and we'll have to find out who gets it right today. Are you confident of your exit poll?
Yeah, very confident.
Right? Are you sure? Because the BJP has called you, the Prime Minister has called pollsters Bazaru. Effectively suggesting that you are just marketing a poll, you're making a little bit of money, it's commercial enterprise.
Well, it is commercial enterprise, but we live in a free market society.
So what happens? So what happens if you're proven right? Will you expect Narendra Modi to say, Cicero, you got it right, I'm sorry to call you Bazaar?
Well, that's expecting too much.
That's expecting too much. But the fact...
I think he needs to think, I'm surprised, and this is why probably they need to think about this. He has the time to say things like Bazaru to a small opinion poll in Delhi, but we have communal elements, fringe elements saying all sorts of things, to the fact that Mr. Obama has to say something about it, and he doesn't have the time to say 2 lines on it.
So you think all of this has in some way in the last 1 month contributed, or last few months contributed to the ebbing of the budget? It's interesting because, Chetan, I've seen your writing over the last 1 year, which has been euphoric about Narendra Modi. Something seems to have changed.
I was euphoric about I believe in that people should be given benefit of doubt. I believe people should be given the chance to, and what I criticize about AAP, I hold by that. I mean, their actions were so terrible at that time that they needed a rap on the shoulder, and maybe here, I don't think Mr. Modi has done something terrible, but somewhere things are going a little off.
Okay, before I take a break, the point that Kumar Vishwas made, Narendra Modi did say in this campaign, Desh ka man, Delhi ka man. So what the country is looking at, Delhi is also looking at. To that extent, has he raised the stakes unusually high for himself? Is that part of the problem, which is why the country is looking at this election so carefully? The Prime Minister raised the stakes of what could have otherwise been seen by many as a municipal election.
He raised the stakes very high. And I have also said in my discussions with journalists from all over the world in the last 2 days that one of the things that Narendra Modi will not be able to do is to campaign politically. I mean, the language used was not just against some pollsters, but the Prime Minister of the world's largest democracy is saying this to the media of its own democracy that you're sponsored, in a sense. I think those would be very harsh words. So these words could be spoken of in unknown geographies, but Delhi is not the place where you could see the Prime Minister ever again coming out as the political leader of this country. So in a sense, they would have to look at...
Hold on.
I think very harsh comments.
That's stretching it. I mean, let's be fair. Mr. Modi propelled the BJP to power in Maharashtra, propels the BJP to power in Haryana, propels the BJP to an unprecedented majority in the Lok Sabha. And suddenly, if the exit poll results are right, we are saying Narendra Modi cannot now sort of have the...
Comments are very strong.
If you take in Maharashtra, if you take Maharashtra and Haryana, he was fighting against an incumbent discredited Congress party in Maharashtra for 15 years and in Haryana for 10 years. It was a much easier fight. I think the problem with Mr. Modi, he was so much in a campaign mode, and that helped him win his election. Once you become Prime Minister, you modulate your things. You don't talk like this fiery,
So you're saying the kind of comments he made, calling Arvind Kejriwal an urban Naxal, sort of targeting him, sort of were all out of place.
How many people voted for BJP because of that? How many people said, oh, you know what, this guy is an Naxal, I'm going to switch my vote to BJP? How many?
Okay,
there is no upside in those comments.
Can I just get one final comment from you, Dipankar, before I take a break? Do you believe that there's a sense, if I were to look for one factor, if the AAP today scripts this comeback, is it about Narendra Modi, or is it simply about the demographics of Delhi? where 60% live on the margins, where you have a large underclass, working class. I've just given the figures. 45% as per our exit poll of the working class have voted for AAP, and as against just 5% for the BJP. Or the BJP's vote, correct me if I'm wrong, is just 5% is coming from the working class and the AAP is getting 45%.
No,
Sorry, 45% is the vote for the AAP among the working class and just 5% is for the BJP. Is that what this election is about?
Well, up to a point, but in India, I don't think there's any city where the working class don't dominate. India is a poor country. And the fact that you mentioned earlier, the sui generis genetic factor, that you have an AAP here, there's a history of AAP, there was an anti-corruption movement in Delhi, and all of that did add up to a lot. And second, Modi, the problem that Modi had, I think, was Modi was the Modi of 9 months back when he was a hectoring campaigner. And Modi today is somebody, he has to reinvent himself, which he has not done so.
So you believe Modi also will have to reinvent himself if these results turn out the way they are?
He will. That's the one thing Arvind did. Arvind did. I mean, he was from what, he's no longer an activist. He's a proper politician today. He is the catch-all of all anti-Modi vote. I mean, that, make no mistake, people know that the 2 crore funding was dodgy. People know all that. People ignored it because a lot of people wanted somebody who will take on Modi. So Arvind has learned it, and Mr. Modi will reinvent. He's somebody who changes very fast.
Deepankar, I'll come back to you in a moment. I'll come back to you in a moment. Let's look at this, because today could be the day where this contest will require a greater analysis of why are the results turning out the way they are if the exit polls are right. That's the big question, because who knows, exit polls can go wrong and they have gone wrong in the past. Could this be the day when the BJP turns out and proves the exit polls to be truly Bazaru, as the Prime Minister claims they are?